Hello, welcome to my channel Christian Faith and Fiction. My name's Lou and today I'm going to share with you some books that I'm really looking forward to, that I want to put on my wish list. Christian fiction books that are coming out in September to December of 2023. So I've done a couple of these videos already this year, so I will link those down in the description and you can check them out if you haven't already watched them, listened to them. These are going to be books that I am putting on my wish list to read in the future. Some of them will be like ones I pre-order, so they're definitely going to be read pretty soon. Others I'll put on that I definitely want to read but I might not read just yet, and some others sound really interesting to me but I'm going to wait and see a bit more about them and maybe read a few reviews before I pick them up. They are covering a range of different genres, but I'm not going to go through them in genre. I'm going to go through them in sort of month order of when they're supposed to be coming out. So I'm not going to give the whole description of the book today, but if you want to read the whole description, I'll leave a link down in the description box to my blog post that I've done for this, and you can read through the whole thing and get the Goodreads links, but I'll leave a list of the books that I mentioned down in the description on YouTube or wherever you're watching and listening to this. If you're new to my channel, I make a lot of videos about Christian fiction books and books I'm reading, as well as some to do with the Christian faith and my own faith. So if you are interested in finding out which are the new Christian fiction books coming up in the future, I make a video every month saying for the following month which books will be coming out that I could find, and that this particular video today will be, you know, the books that are my taste, books that I want to read. But on that video I mention as many different books as possible, so all sorts of genres, all sorts of books, even the ones that I don't particularly want to read, you might want to read them. So make sure you're subscribed if you don't want to miss those videos. Also, you can look back at the videos previously. There's a whole playlist full of videos that I made, and you'll be able to see those to catch up on any books that you've missed out on. There'll be loads of suggestions for books there. As we're going through, please do comment down below and let me know which is the books that you are most looking forward to, or ones that you think you might read in the future. And thank you to everyone who does comment. It does actually help with the computer algorithms. Interaction with a video means that they think it's popular, and then the computer algorithm pumps it out to more people to see. So you are always helping me, even if you just leave an emoji or a random comment down below. It does help with the YouTube algorithms. So first up in September, we've got some Christmas books, Christmas themed books, that some I've already pre-ordered because I want to read them this Christmas. So there's A Royal Christmas by Carlson. I quite often get her Christmas books. She puts one out every year. I like the royal story, although it is a little bit cliche now. I've read quite a few of them in the Christian fiction category, but I still like them. When they're done well, I still like them. So this is about a lady called Adelaide who finds out that through a DNA registry that she's the direct descendant of King Maximilian V, a ruler of a small Eastern European principality. Yeah. So yeah, I can see how that's going to go, but it's Christmas one, so that will be really fun, hopefully. And then All's Fair in Love and Christmas by Sara Monzon is another Christmassy one. It looks like contemporary romance. It looks cute. It looks like a cute romance. These first three books I think are all novellas, so they should be pretty quick. Often Christmas books are like novellas and short books. So there's that one, and then there's You Make It Feel Like Christmas by Toni Shiloh, and it looks like another cute contemporary romance set at Christmas. And I have enjoyed all of the books by Toni Shiloh that I've read so far. She seems to be a fun, upbeat contemporary romance Christian good faith content in it, so I'm hopeful for that one. And then also in September we've got Beneath the Swirling Sky by Carolyn Leiloglou, which is not listed on Amazon as Christian, but it is published by Waterbrook, and I thought that Waterbrook only published Christian books, so I could be wrong about that, but that I'm going with hopefully it is Christian. And it is, as far as I know, it's middle grade, and it says, a house full of paintings, a missing sister and a family secret send a boy and his cousin into a world where art is the key in this fantasy adventure perfect for fans of the Wingfeather Saga and Pages & Co. I haven't read Pages & Co, but the Wingfeather Saga is, I read the first 2 books and they have been absolutely fantastic, gave them both 5 stars, so I'm hopeful that I will love this one as well, but we will see. And yeah, I'll see how Christian it is, I guess, as I read it, but I'm looking forward to it because I don't see that many Christian middle grade ones, but I do like them. And then one that I am highly anticipating is The Looking Glass Illusions by Sara Ella. It's not listed as Christian on Amazon, but it is listed on Goodreads, and I have read the first book. This is the second book coming out in, I don't know if it's going to be a duology or a trilogy, but I think it might be a duology. Yeah, but that first book definitely had a Christian allegory in it. It was quite strong. So I'm really hopeful that this one is going to carry that through, and it's going to be have a good message to it, as well as being a fantastic fantasy book. It's based on Alice in Wonderland, so this one's based, I think, more on Alice Through the Looking Glass, which has like a chess story to it. Yeah, so those are some of my favourite like kids books. So I'm just loving how she's tying all the different references into it, and just makes it all magical and fantastical. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. I have pre-ordered that one, and hopefully I'll get it as soon as I can. Then lastly in September I'm looking at The Eternity Gate by Katherine Briggs. This is published by Enclave, so it is listed as Christian fiction, I think, on there, but it's going to be one of those ones where I will have to read some sample chapters before I purchase it, because I don't know what the magic system is going to be like, or the magical elements, or just, you know, what's going to be included in the content. So I want to have a look at that before I actually buy it. But it is to do with the Eternity Gate is found, and kings and monsters battle over its legends of treasure, but rumours whisper that someone stole the gate's ancient key. Sayo, handmaiden to the princess, keeps 3 secrets. First, she's gifted in fire, not light, and may as well be cursed. Second, she translates a prophecy warning that the gate does not offer treasure but judgment. Third, Jurai, the scorned prince and Sayo's confidant, entrusts her with the key and disappears. So it sounds like really interesting. The cover looks amazing, and I'm hoping that it's going to turn out to be one that I will be able to read and be comfortable with. Okay, so in October, another book that is published by Enclave, and similar to the last one, I want to read some sample chapters first before I buy it, is The Mermaid's Tale by L.E. Richmond. This is to do with, she's a mermaid, but she's got legs, inherited legs, as a result of her great-great-grandmother's curse. And she's determined to save her niece from similar rejection by sending her to the only place in the undersea realm where legs are acceptable, the lost island of Atlantis. So this is mermaids under the sea. The cover looks amazing, blue hair, and yeah, I'm really hoping that this one's going to be suitable for me. It's going to be okay for me, and I'm hoping there'll be a bit of Christian content in there as well. That would be really cool. Also in October is Julia Monroe Begins Again by Rebekah Millet. Again, I think this is a contemporary romance, Christian contemporary romance, and this time it's about a character who is turning 40, so closer to my age, Don't get to read that many stories about that. Julia Monroe has just turned 40 and hopes this next decade goes much better than the last, in which she became a young widow, raising 2 children on her own. With both boys off to college, it's time for new beginnings, and she can finally focus on expanding her New Orleans-based cleaning business, but God has other plans. So from the cover, it looks like a cute contemporary romance. I hope that that is the case. Sometimes the covers don't match up with what the stories actually are, but yeah, I'm hopeful for that. I think it might be a new author. It's definitely one I haven't read before, so I'm willing to give that one a go at some point. In November, Tracie Peterson's book Kingdom of Love is being re-released, I think. So re-released in paperback maybe. It's 3 historical novels in one bind-up. It says novels, I guess they might be novellas, I'm not sure. But they are medieval romance, I think. Liberty and love, even life itself, are fragile commodities. For those living in medieval England, will God's love and power triumph in the lives of these 3 courageous women? So I've read quite a bit of Melanie Dixon's medieval series, but it would be really good to read another author's take on that time period, because I feel like I don't see that many, except for maybe in the fantasy genre. So actual historical, not quite so many, and not that I've come across. So it'll be really good to read that, and I think it sounds like it's more adult, possibly, than the young adult. And soul-searing historical novels of romance and suspense. So maybe a little bit more, I don't know, maybe a slightly different style to Melanie Dixon's books. But yeah, I'm definitely up for reading some more medieval fiction. Then there's A Ranger's Guide to Glipwood Forest by Andrew Peterson. This is like an extra add-on book to the Wingfeather saga, which I haven't finished reading yet, but I'm loving the first 2 books, absolutely loved them. So I can see myself buying all the extra add-on books as well, because I just love the world and the creativity of it. It's just, yeah, it's really interesting and exciting to me, so I probably will pick it up at some time. Then the Enclave book for November is Still Fire from the Gods by Clint Hall, which from the cover, tell me if I'm wrong, but the cover really reminds me of Star Wars. Anybody else get that from there? I think it's definitely a sci-fi, and sci-fi with magic. So the human alliance knew the war was over when the machines started using magic to cast fire, shake the ground, conjure storms and part the seas. We fought back anyway. So there's like AI-driven war machines led by an android fire mage against human armies, which sounds really interesting. Whether it'll be my sort of thing or not, I don't know. Again, I will read the sample chapters first to see what it's like, if I'm okay with it or not. But that combination of like AI and robots and magic sounds interesting to me. And as I said, the cover is just like, look, it's just reminding me of Star Wars, which the early Star Wars ones, I really enjoyed watching those films. And finally in November, Jen Turano's second book in this series, the Matchmakers series, To Spark a Match, is coming out. I haven't read the first book yet, so obviously I would want to read that one first, but at some point I would like to pick up this one as well. It looks like it's set in a time period of American history that I actually like or enjoy to read about, and yeah, the cover's good as well. I love that sort of bright green, it really draws you in, and that background looks very opulent. So yeah, I would like to read that series at some point. Finally, there are 2 books in December that I'm interested in that are coming out. One is The Juliet Code by Pepper Basham. This is the 3rd book in Frederick and Grace mysteries. They're like historical mysteries. The first one was like romantic mysteries, but since they're now in this one, they're like on their honeymoon. So I I guess there must be a sort of some relationship things going on as well, but it's like a historical mystery set in Italy, I think. Yes. Finally make it to Italy to enjoy a delayed honeymoon and explore the beauties of the historic city of Venice. Investigating a series of art heists starting at the house of eccentric millionaire Larrabee Covington. So yeah, I read the first book in this series. I really want to read the second book fairly soon, and this is the third book, so I definitely want to pick that one up as well in the future. And the last book I have for you for this year is A Winter by the Sea by Juliet Klassen. It's set in Sidmouth, which is 30 minutes away from me, so yeah, I was definitely always going to pick up this series. I read the first book, I enjoyed it, I think I gave it 4 stars, possibly, and I am looking forward to reading more about this kind of family saga. There's 4 girls, I think, and their mum running this guest house in Sidmouth, and each story is like a romance for one of the sisters, and the sister relationship is a bit like the Bennet sisters in some ways, and a bit like the sisters in Little Women in other ways. So yeah, enjoyed that one. I am looking forward to reading that second one and going back to Sidmouth. Hopefully at some point I'm going to get to go over there and take some photos with the book that I've already got. So yeah, looking forward to that one too. Okay, so those are, I think there were 14 books that I have picked out that I thought I would most likely want to read. Let me know in the comments if any of those stand out to you that you would read, or also any other books that you have already seen that you're like, I really can't wait to read that one this year or in the coming year. I hope that you are having a really great reading week at home or wherever you are, and until next time, God bless.